This video contains graphic fatality depictions that might be unsuitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. And there's my warning to you, T-Rexcellent fans, because today we are reacting to 10 horrible and brutal ways to die whilst in Jurassic World. Episode 1. If you enjoy this video, please let me know if you'd like to see me react to the others, including the ones for the Monsterverse. Anyway, you've seen the warning, you know if you should watch this or not, so if you're still here, please enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you do.
Be unsuitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. We also advise you don't eat red pasta.
Thank you for the advice.
We'll try to figure out one of the most ferocious man-made ecosystems.
Red pasta does not agree with me.
A set of islands known as the Five Deaths.
Yeah, it is.
These creatures constantly reminded humanity that life will find a way.
We did.
Destruction and death.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark. That's really gonna leave a mark.
These guys will show no mercy.
We will not.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay.
Get ready to witness the new 10 Ways to Die in Jurassic World. This 10 Ways to Die in Jurassic World series will be split into several parts. Today, we will visit one of the islands known for not losing one, but two parks. Isla Nublar.
2 parks, that's a record.
Tropical biome that has housed many
Also, sorry, I had to catch a
biologically
drink.
engineered to be public attractions, and consequently ended up putting these parks out of business. But you know what else they can put an end to?
You.
Number 1.
No
With
escape.
no escape.
Isn't that
Perhaps one of
just
the most
death in
feared
general?
creatures in this entire franchise were these guys.
Yep,
Raptors.
starting off with the
In Isla
velociraptors.
Nublar, we witnessed these raptors displaying frightening levels of strategic acumen, communication, and hunting ability.
I suppose it makes
But what
sense.
makes this
They
specific
probably have the
animal
most
more
kills
deadly
out of any
is the
dinosaur in the
fact that
franchise.
they hunted packs, coordinating attacks
Possibly
to
barring
catch
yours
their
truly.
prey off guard and swiftly. Now,
Oh yeah, I know that.
finding yourself alone.
No offense to my raptor fans out there, but sometimes you guys can be a bit of a pain in the neck.
Seriously,
I still have the claw marks.
Food. Keep in
Yeah, they
mind
would.
that these raptors will always know where you are, smelling you from long distances. Once spotted, a member of the pack would quickly grab your attention by frightening you, but not before another member comes swiftly by, attacking you from the flanks. The weapons
Teamwork.
of these
It makes the
raptors
dream
are
works.
brutal. Razor-sharp teeth on their skulls built for slicing off flesh with ease, and claws that are meant to cut deep. But another one known for doing the actual killing
Clever girls.
is this guy down here.
Very
These big
clever
curved
girls.
claws are meant to disembowel. In this franchise, it's been observed that raptors sometimes attack humans by biting their heads.
Ooh.
This violent method of attack can
They also
kill
hit
an
the camera,
instant,
too.
as it is very likely that this movement will most likely break your neck and
Oh,
peel
I take
parts
it
of
back.
your
That's a
face
pain in
off.
the neck.
Alternatively, these claws could also spill the intestines of an unprotected belly.
Ooh.
Oh, and according to Dr. Grant,
You are alive when they start to eat you. So show some respect, kids.
next up, number 2, skewered.
Oh,
So you think that carnivores do all the killing around
I'm
here?
familiar with this
But
one.
We told you that if you mess with the bighorn herbivores, there's a big chance this fella could turn you into a hashtag. In Isla Nublar, trunk
Yeah,
specimens
I'm
can
familiar
grow
with that.
almost 30 feet in length and weigh up to around 10 tons. In this franchise, we see that
They're
these
also
herbivores
delicious.
can pull up on you pretty fast. If you happen to be stupid enough to get close to one of these guys, this animal's massive build will be more than enough to trample you into the dust
Ooh.
and process you into ground
That's gonna
meat.
hurt.
Alternatively, if you're
ground
more lucky,
meat.
one of these horns could find their way right through you. If the trike lowers its head enough, the most likely place to get impaled would be your chest, since it offers the greatest surface area for the trike to be able to impale. The width
Makes
of the
sense.
base of this horn would be wide enough to make contact with your vital organs, such as lungs, heart, liver, and most likely damage your spinal cord, meaning you would get paralyzed and then die in a couple of seconds.
So really just
This
hitting
would
all the
be
most important
pain
parts on your
you
body.
have ever felt. If these horns are capable of factory resetting
Oh.
T-Rex, then it's safe to bet these things will send your puny behind to go meet your maker. Number 3,
A moment of silence for my Aunt Matilda.
One thing is getting eaten, and another thing is
It was
getting
unfortunately
eaten without
skewered by a
being able to do
Triceratops
anything
during a
about
hunt.
it.
Rest
Meet
in peace,
the
Auntie.
Dilophosaurus. No,
Hello,
not
Dilophosaurus.
this crap.
Oh?
This Dilophosaurus.
Oh,
The Jurassic
hey, Spitter, how's it going, buddy?
Fortunately for
Looking
us,
forward to
there's
seeing you in
already a
Dominion,
very
pal.
popular scene that does a very good job at showing us what these things are capable
Hello,
of doing.
Newman.
In the original Jurassic Park film, we see Dennis Nedry have an unplanned encounter with one of the juvenile Dilophosaurus. Yes, this was a juvenile. Or at least that's what we are told.
I call him
It's
Jerry.
also believed that these guys can grow a little larger, but this one didn't need to be. After continuously
Aw, he's
disrespecting
cute.
the Dilophosaurus, this little guy later managed to spray Nedry with a dose of tar-like poison.
Attaboy,
This guy
Jerry.
right here is
It was his
supposed
very
to
first
have
hunt. We were all
disease
so proud of him.
blinding and later paralyzing you, allowing the Dilophosaurus to indulge in your flesh.
As I
This
do.
stuff is most likely made up of a mixture of corrosive agents and neurotoxins that eat through the layers of your eyeballs.
Makes
causing
sense.
Intense pain and blindness.
Oh,
These toxins
that
will
is
eventually be absorbed by your
unpleasant
skin
looking.
and make their way to the surrounding nerves, causing paralysis, leaving you handicapped but not dead. The Dilophosaurus will then proceed to delete you from the census by ripping through your abdomen using its array of sharp weapons. Believe it or not, you can still live through this.
You
Had
can?
been blinded, you would be able to witness the Dilophosaurus rope your guts out until you slowly fade away. Number 4, whipped.
Eating you like pasta.
Admittedly, a weapon such as this
Ooh.
is much more than just a brick. This weapon belongs to the mighty Stegosaurus, a large herbivore armed with several dorsal plates along its back and 4
Fun
deadly
fact,
spikes
there is
ready to
actually
hit
more
just
distance
about
in
anything.
time between the
But in this
Stegosaurus and
episode, we're
myself
talking about
than there is
you.
between myself
So what would happen
and
if
humanity.
You ended up being on the wrong end of that tail. An animal of this size could swing this Thagomizer at high speeds, and combined with the weight behind the
So it was never really
this
something
would
I
do
had to
more
worry
than just
about,
send you
but
flying.
apparently
Let us
my buddy
explain.
Al
It
did.
is said that
He's an
these
Allosaurus.
spikes can measure roughly around 2 to 3 feet, long enough to completely impale a human being, but that's not all. Remember that you're also getting whipped by this tail at the same time. A pierce of this tail, combined with the centrifugal energy forced against your pierced torso, would mean that this impact would not only pierce, but rip your torso simultaneously.
Ooh.
Our bodies
That's
aren't
gotta
built
hurt.
to withstand such impacts.
Props to
Meaning that
Goji
after
Center. They really do
you
their
into
research for
oblivion,
these.
Your bodies will
Oh.
only recuperate parts of your ripped, mutilated body. But there's
Yeah,
another
Al
kind of
told
tail
me how
besides
much
the
that
one
really
you
hurts.
get,
That sucks.
but worse. Number
Oh
4,
man, I know this
Mace
one.
of Doom.
Oh no, not the Mace of Doom. Anything but the Mace of Doom.
This island has many ways to put you in a coffin. If you thought this type of tail would hurt, wait till you hear about this one. The Ankylosaurus is one of the most, if not the most heavily armored dinosaur on the island. Pulling up to
Why do
one
I
of these
feel a
creatures'
sudden
personal space
tremble
is
go
like
through my
asking
legs?
him to turn you into that red pasta that I know you refuse to get rid of. Let's find out how. While the exact impact force of these bulky Jurassic World Ankylosaurs
reminds me, I should get
is
Italian
yet
after this.
unknown, we do know that the real world
Oh,
Ankylosaurus's tail
oh,
can swing with a
oh
force
God,
of
that is uncomfortable to look
4,800
at.
newtons per second. To put this into perspective, getting hit in the head with a bat by a pro baseball player is a pathetic 13 newtons. Furthermore, these Jurassic
No need to
World
say it's
Ankylosaurs
pathetic.
flex the ability
The baseball
to
player's doing his
execute a
best,
whole
guys.
360 while swinging
Oh.
his tail.
Oh
If
God.
and when you catch this club to your upper torso,
Oh my God, oh
you
God,
expect
no.
every single bone in your upper body to
Oh,
get shattered.
I've
while
been there,
still
man.
have anything close to your eye sockets, mouth, and ears. The extreme inner pressures caused by this club would almost liquefy your insides and most likely empty your bowels, leaving a bloody and crappy mess on the floor that nobody will want to clean up. Number 6, meat-eating bull.
Oh, I know
Let's
this guy.
switch gears and go back to the dinosaurs that will eat you after putting you out of commission. In Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, we were introduced to a ballsy, medium-sized theropod that seemed too eager to bag these people. The Carnotaurus.
Hey, Taurus.
Obviously, we are going to discuss the process of getting chewed and swallowed, but it is believed that this
As you should.
particular carnivore uses different methods to hunt its prey.
Really?
As its name suggests, this creature has 2 horns on the top of its skull. Some scientists believe that Carnotaurus
An arm smaller than
uses this
mine.
for combat against other members of the same species, and possibly as a tool to knock down its prey. In this case, you.
Me?
This would most likely happen
Oh, no,
after
no, no,
an
no.
unpleasant encounter with
You
the
mean you
carnivore
as in you
and while
humans.
you're running away. Getting hit on your back by the
Ooh.
carnival's horned head.
Speaking of
will
which,
cause enough
sorry,
trauma
Ben,
on
that
your
looks like it
spinal
hurt.
cord to possibly paralyze you, but most certainly knock the air out of your lungs.
I would think
Smaller,
so.
leaner individuals
Ouch.
would most likely die from the shock alone. So now that you're motionless and without air, the Carno would proceed to clamp its jaws around any limbs or torso, shaking you until these rip off.
Now that's unfortunate.
There are many ways the Carno could kill, but we figured this method was the most prolonged and painful. So far, we've talked about ways to die on the ground, but let's take this to the next level. Number 7, flying lessons.
It's time for the terror of the
Dinosaurs
pterosaurs.
is complete without a birdcage.
Of course
And
it
in
is.
this particular enclosure, we find these things, pteranodons. These homicidal flying reptiles are the reason you should start learning to look up instead of just looking next to you. If you
You'd be
happen to catch
surprised
yourself
how
in the middle of a
often
block
people
bird
just don't
party,
ever look up.
Make sure to stay down, because once these guys pick you up, just know the next time you hit the floor, you probably won't be alive to see it. As you can
Ooh.
see here, the human build
That had
happens
to
to
hurt.
be perfectly shaped to get picked up by these creatures. And
How
commonly
convenient for
speaking,
them.
we kind of fit
And
together like a
inconvenient for
puzzle.
you.
These giant birds have wingspans that can measure over 20 feet and can flap their wings with enough force to pick up large prey such as you.
That's very
Getting
impressive.
picked up is not the worst part, since it's portrayed in 2 films that these creatures usually contest for their prey while airborne, meaning that your soft,
Oh,
squishy
crap,
defenseless
that must be
body
terrifying.
would be fair game to get impaled by these long beaks. These come with
Speaking of which, I
very
can't
sharp
wait to
tips
see
that
the
are
Quetzalcoatlus
capable of
in
piercing
Dominion.
deep
That
into an
pterosaur
unarmed
looks
victim.
amazing.
But let's say you're lucky enough to not have this happen to you, and you somehow let yourself free. Back to unlucky. Number
Oh.
8, Quill Kill.
Quill
If
Kill?
you watch the Netflix show Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous,
I have.
chances are that you are acquainted with this dudette, the
Oh.
Scorpius Rex. This
Yep.
animal did not appear in the
I'm
film,
familiar
but
with good
it
old
did here.
Scorp.
Its name is inspired by one of its genetic contributors, known as the scorpion fish. These fish's spikes, if pressed on, can release toxic venom that could potentially kill if left untreated.
Yeah.
This attribute was
I live in
migrated
Australia,
into the
kids.
scorpius
I'm very
rex we
familiar
know
with
today.
poisonous
These whales were the
animals,
culprit
specifically
behind the death
poisonous
of some
fish.
dinosaurs in this park. And
Don't ever
initially
mess
the reason
with-
why these dinosaurs started
Be
acting
careful.
more aggressively.
Just be careful what you
What
step
if
in, general,
you
kids.
get hit with one of these? In one of the episodes, this girl was actually hit with a few quills.
Sorry.
Fortunately for her, she didn't die. Although she technically should have, since this wound was recently. Realistically,
Oh, God,
however,
that's still a
getting
bit too
hit
much
in
for you to
any
see.
of these vital organs, especially on the chest, could cause internal bleeding, and if it was on the heart, immediate death. Not to mention the effects the toxins would have on your body. Other immediate shutdowns would be caused if you got hit in the eye sockets near the jugular or nape.
Yeah.
Realistically, this animal is more than equipped with other weapons to catch bodies than is Lanuklar, but we will leave the biting to the one who does it best.
Yeah.
Number 9,
Finally, crunch to death.
If you've seen one of our other 10 Ways to Die in Skull Island episodes,
I
you'll
have,
recall that there
but I
were
haven't
animals
reacted to
with
it yet.
jaws capable of biting right through a human torso. But this
Ooh, tell me
island
about it.
has a creature that will put them to shame. You know who it
No
is.
offense,
The
Skull Island
Tyrannosaurus
creatures, but you
Rex.
can't beat
Or
the
this one,
original
more commonly known as
Bone
Rexy,
Crusher.
is the T-Rex that roamed this island for quite some time now, and fed on a couple peeps before.
Yes,
How
he did.
does it feel to be
My
eaten in
namesake.
such a manner? To study what these people felt, we first used this guy as an example. As we can
Hello,
see
Donald.
the manner in which the T-Rex clamped her massive jaws around this
Goodbye,
guy,
Donald.
with this dude's legs hanging out. We know that a T-Rex has a tremendous bite force, but realistically, the T-Rex
You
wouldn't
don't
have the
say.
ability to exert all this bite force on a small human, or else he'd
Wow,
be
that's
cut in
big.
half. Rexy, in this case, would want to eat the whole carcass. Look, you wouldn't bite a hot dog as hard as you can, right?
No,
because
actually you wouldn't.
don't have to. A subtle bite would have sufficed. What this dude felt, however, was anything but subtle. T-Rex have 6 to 12-inch teeth with small serrations to aid in cutting. These would immediately pierce through a human torso, but you wouldn't be dead just yet. In order to die completely, these teeth would have to pierce the head or the heart. Right now, this guy is in
Like being
immense
inside a
pain.
car compactor full of
come on,
railroad
You can
spikes.
still see him swinging his arms everywhere. What kills someone in this position is the imminent blood loss, which will come around in a few seconds. The violent shaking would first proceed to tear ligaments,
Well, those kids are
stretch
scarred for
muscles,
life.
and break even more of your backbones. So we can guess this dude died just before finally getting swallowed. Bet this was the first time someone walked you through a T-Rex bite. Number
You know what,
10,
actually it is.
hunted for sport.
What?
In these previous methods that were discussed, you were put in a coffin because 1, you were stupid and got too close, or 2, the dinosaurs were just hungry. We're about
An
to
understandable
discuss an
reason to
animal
kill.
that will put your life insurance to work just because it wanted to. For fun, that is. The Indominus Rex is arguably
Hello,
the
Indy.
most powerful
It's been a
dinosaur
while.
on this island, created to be bigger, faster, and stronger than the T-Rex. This
That's up for debate.
talking about how this animal
Sorry, I get salty when
would
people
just
say
be a
that.
waste of time. So instead, we want to talk about how this thing could literally manhandle you until you die. For this section, we will be focusing on a very strange and significant attribute found
That
on
tree
this
just
creature.
snapped his neck.
An opposable thumb, which is defined as a digit which is capable of being moved freely and independently.
I
This
know,
is what
I
allows
know.
us and primates to grip
Indy
onto
points
things
that out
and
to me all the
manipulate them.
time.
Now, we have seen that the Indominus can actually pick people up similar to how you would pick up a water bottle. These hands are huge and strong. The constricting effects of getting picked up by the Indominus would not only scare the feces out of you, but will make it more difficult to breathe. The Indominus would proceed to
You
raise
don't
you up to its
say.
mouth, where it would bite the upper part of your torso right off, and then drop you. Why? Because this guy kills for fun.
That's right, she's a
What
girl.
else can these do? Getting this guy to throw hands at you will only result
Girl.
in you getting impaled by these long and very resistant
Ooh.
claws.
Sorry,
Given how
Blue.
smart and cruel this animal turned out to be, we could get very creative with the ways this dinosaur could end you. But we will stop here before YouTube Guidelines decides to stop this channel from existing.
That's right,
To prevent
YouTube,
this,
don't do that.
leave a like
Please.
and subscribe so we
Goji
can
Center is
continue
that
to bring
awesome.
this disturbing
And don't do that to my
content
channel
you.
either.
And as always, thank you so much for watching.
I even said
And
the
we will
warning at the
see you
beginning.
on the next island.
That we will. Thank you, Goji Center. And thank you for watching, T-Rexcellent fans.